Hey guys, let's see, I'm trying to get my lighting weird. Hold on, let's see if I change this. A little better. So welcome guys, and I have no idea why my lighting's all crazy. It was fine just a minute ago. Let's see if I move in and out. I look like a ghost. Let's see if I can fix this. So today I am sharing with you my crazy keto coffee recipe. If I can figure out how to not look like a ghost, what in the world? Okay, I guess I'm looking for like a ghost for this one. So hello Lana, welcome. I'm gonna turn on this light and see if that helps any, because this lighting is just ridiculous. It wasn't like this a minute ago. I wonder if I can fix that somehow. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on this light and see if that helps any. Probably won't make me look more like a ghost. Stupid lighting. Well, welcome 3 or 4 people who get to see me looking all crazy here, which I guess fits with the theme, because I am talking all about not only keto coffee, but my crazy keto coffee. And I'm not a keto expert by any means. I've been actively on the keto way of eating for about 3.5 months. I have not only experienced tremendous results, but I've seen tremendous results in lives of others. So I am not on it for weight loss. So I am satisfied with my body and I feel very comfortable in my own skin, but what I did experience was a lot of pain. I had shingles about 4.5 years ago, and that left me with some permanent peripheral neuropathy here in my right arm. And it's not like debilitating on a daily basis, but there was quite a few days that it was really uncomfortable, and I felt pain throughout the entire year. I felt like I was Wolverine, like I had little pins and needles sticking out of my fingertips, without the benefit of actually having razor blades and needles sticking out of my fingers. That could have been useful at some times. But what keto has done for me it's an anti-inflammatory and healing diet. And I can tell you that I have experienced the benefits of that. When I first went on to keto, I lost about 7 pounds right off the bat. And I mean, within a week to 2 weeks. And that was all water weight and inflammation. And that means that my body was retaining all of that water and putting pressure on everything, including these nerves. And so when I lost that inflammation weight, my nerve pain went away. And so I am now most likely keto for life. Anytime I do cheat, I pay the consequences, which is really a bummer, because I'm a beer girl, love my beer. I miss my beer. But I've also found that it's not necessarily worth it, because when I cheat, I feel it. So I had a friend, Michelle, over at Serenity Mountain Homestead. She is on her keto journey, and I'm not exactly sure what her motivation is, but she had messaged me the other day asking specifically about breakfast. And I'm not a huge breakfast eater in general. She said that she's just sick and tired of eggs. So Lana says I'm a margarita girl. It's tequila and I are not necessarily friends, but I do like margaritas on occasion. So, so Michelle over at Serenity Mountain Homestead, she's looking for some options for breakfast. And funny, I'm in this keto group on Facebook that I just absolutely adore, and we've had new people to keto who are just losing it over coffee. They want their Starbucks, they want their flavors, they want their sugary syrups. And there is no real in-between on keto. Either you're kind of all in and you experience the benefits, or you're not. So you can have a low-carb diet and not put your body into ketosis. And what ketosis is where your body shifts, rather than using glucose for fuel and energy, the liver specifically, starts producing ketones. And the body switches its fuel source from glucose into ketones, and that is your true fat burning state. So if you don't ever make it into ketosis, a low carb diet isn't really doing you quite the same benefits. And ketosis is really, it gives you almost a natural high. You feel happy on it, you feel good, you feel like you can take on the world. I've had lots of people make comments that it's unsustainable. It's totally sustainable. You can do this every day of your life. We eat lots of really healthy, nutritious meals. I had Tuscan shrimp last night with a big salad. Most all of the greens came out of my own yard. We eat a lot of things like deviled eggs from our backyard, which is just delicious. I did a recipe on here, and if you guys want to go back, I made keto crack rabbit, which was absolutely fantastic. And then I forget, I did another keto recipe with rabbit. But you can really easily switch over your lifestyle to incorporate keto without really feeling any losses. I thought for sure that I was going to struggle with it. I thought that it was going to be this whole giving up and sacrificing, and I found that I actually don't miss carbs or sugar at all. And you can find really healthy, happy alternatives. So I used to also be highly addicted to energy drinks. Loved my energy drinks. So Lana says, would you know if Hashimoto's hypothyroidism can do it? Yes. I have lots of friends that have hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, that do it. In fact, keto is really good for autoimmune diseases in general. So do your research, don't just take my word for it, but I have seen huge, huge benefits in lots of people. So today, and anybody who's researched keto has heard of Bulletproof Coffee. And it is essentially a meal. It can run 200, 300, 400 calories. And so I use it to replace my breakfast. So hello, Joseph. He drinks beer every day. I miss beer. I love beer, but I also don't miss the pain. So it's one of those things. I love beer. I do indulge on occasion. I do allow myself to cheat, and I really enjoy it, but it's not worth the pain to me. So today I wanted to show you my version. It's not necessarily bulletproof coffee, but it is power-packed full of anti-inflammatory properties. So here is, I start with my brewed coffee. I don't have a coffee pot, so I use a French press. I also don't use a blender. So North Star Prepstetter, hello, welcome. She says, looking cute tonight. Thank you, because I'm actually hating this lighting. So I don't know how to make myself look not so ghostly. So I do have a blender. I'm just too lazy to take it out and clean it all the time. And I can do the exact same thing just with shaking it. So what I do here is I've got my little canteen or thermos here. And so with the Bulletproof Coffee, the philosophy is you're putting in all sorts of fats. And healthy fats. And which is kind of counterintuitive. You would think that a diet that is high in fat, that you would actually gain weight, but you don't, because your body starts burning fat for fuel. So instead of depositing it throughout the body, thinking that it's going to need it later, it recognizes it as fuel. And so this is butter. And I just drop it into the bottom of my thermos. And this is really good specifically when you're first starting ketosis or the keto diet, because you want to teach your body to switch over to burning fats. And because you are eliminating carbs on the front end, it goes into the starvation mode. And so the quicker you can train it to use healthy fats as a fuel source, the quicker you're going to put yourself into ketosis. If you're long time on ketosis, you don't necessarily need the same amount of fats in the front end, because your body is already recognized that fat is fuel and is most likely fat adapted, which happens usually about 6 to 8 weeks once you're into ketosis. The body actually becomes fat adapted. You can add back some carbs at that point and it won't recognize them as the glucose fuel source in the same way that it did before you were in ketosis. But I'd always recommend limiting carbs and sugar just because it's not healthy for your body. So there's a big movement in the keto diet about ingesting MCT oil, which is, I believe that it's primarily made out of coconut oil, but so North Star Prep Setter, it says agreed about carbs and sugar. Yeah, it's highly addictive. I love it, but so bad for the body. So what MCT oil is medium chain triglycerides. And coconut oil, if my lighting weren't so crappy, is made out of not only medium chain triglycerides, but also long chain triglycerides. And what the medium chain is it's instantly metabolized by the body into energy, where the long chain, it takes a little while to metabolize, so it's a little slower going on your energy. So I like the blend of both medium and long chain because it gives you sustained energy. And the fat in not only the butter, but the coconut oil slows down the absorption of the caffeine from the coffee. So rather than giving yourself this instant energy spike with the caffeine, it kind of slowly releases into the body. So it's not this energy spike, energy crash. You've got this real nice, slow, sustained source of energy. So not only do you have the butter with the healthy fats, you've got the coconut oil with the healthy fats, both medium and long chain triglycerides. So, and here is where it gets crazy. So I'm sure you guys all know the health benefits of turmeric. So turmeric is known as some mega anti-inflammatory. It's the curcumin in here, and it just, all sorts of people sing the praises of turmeric. Turmeric, coupled with fats, increases the absorption rate tremendously. And so if you couple the two, you're gonna get a power-packed benefit. And that sounds kind of crazy putting it in a coffee, but it's actually really good. I've been doing this for years, long before I knew about Bulletproof Coffee, long before I was on keto. So, and because I knew that it was anti-inflammatory, I was battling inflammation, I was battling nerve pain. So this is something I've been adding to my coffee for a while. Let's see, I'm missing some comments there. Boop, boop, boop. So, great info is avocado oil, medium or long chain. That I don't know, but I do know that avocado oil is really healthy and highly recommended on the keto diet. So Eamon Homestead says, great question, North Star Prep Stutter. I love avocado oil. And is that about a tablespoon? I use about a teaspoon or so of each, the coconut oil and the butter. I don't necessarily measure it. I don't measure just in general in life. I'm kind of off the hip. So, and then here, black pepper. That sounds just crazy ridiculous to put into your coffee. You're not going to taste it. But coupling black pepper with the turmeric increases the absorption rate of the turmeric, of the curcumin, by over 2,000%. So if you really, really want to take advantage of the benefits of your turmeric, put some pepper in. And you can use turmeric in anything you heat up, such as like soups, coffee, as you're really going to get this power-packed benefit. And I don't measure, I just put a little bit in there. So, and then cinnamon. I love cinnamon, and this is what I keep hearing in our keto group, is they want the sweet, they want the sugary flavor, they want that satisfaction of having something really like yummy. Cinnamon. So turmeric, pepper, I don't measure. So it's probably about a quarter of a teaspoon of the turmeric and just a couple cracks of the pepper. And I do about equal amounts of the cinnamon, as far as like about a quarter of a teaspoon. Sorry, I wish I could tell you exact measurements, but I am so off the hip, hence the crazy coffee. So, and then, because I do like sweet, I add stevia. And it doesn't have to be a crazy amount, it's just enough to tickle the taste buds and let them know that you're getting something sweet. So that all goes in the bottom of my thermos. My French press here is about 1 full thermos full. And my lid, that's important. So I meant to go on about half an hour ago and my lighting was way better than stupid lighting. So lighting is a make or break you thing here on these videos. But I just had a neighbor knock on my door. There's been a goat roaming around my neighborhood and everybody assumes that if it's a goat out here that it's mine, and it's not mine. And I keep getting tagged on these posts on local groups about this goat. But the gentleman who the goat has showed up at his house, showed up at my house, and they've asked me to take this goat. So we walked around my property for a little while. We looked at my goats. They're gonna bring me this goat tomorrow. That's the life of a homesteader, right? When you first start, you're worried about all this livestock and how am I gonna find it? And then all of a sudden people start showing up out of the woodwork and giving you animals. So look at this. So if you don't blend this in some sort of fashion, you're gonna end up with an oil slick on the top. And a lot of people will use like the Magic Bullet or whatever that's called, a blender. So I just shake it. because that's how I roll. So Lana says, what's one more kid? Right. So I told him that I've got room and we can add her to my herd, and she should most likely be a very happy goat here. And if her owner shows up, we will gladly shuffle her back home. So that's really all I had, guys. So just wanted to show you my crazy coffee. I do have this in the mornings. It is a meal replacement because you're talking between the coconut oil, the butter, and oh, heavy whipping cream. I forgot that. That's like my favorite part. So I'll add that in and just stir it with a spoon. But between all of those, you're probably looking at 200-300 calories. So it is a meal. What's it taste like? It tastes like heaven in a cup. I'm highly addicted to coffee, and I will drink this all day long. So if you don't want to drink this if you're fasting, because it does have calories, so it would count as far as breaking a fast. But if you're looking for a quick, easy meal replacement, this is my breakfast every day. Sometimes it depends on how I'm feeling. I may have it for lunch. So your own liquid little bit of heaven. Amen. So yeah, it doesn't, you can't taste the turmeric, you can't taste the pepper. You do get a little bit of the cinnamon, you definitely get the stevia. So, oh, and Eamon Homestead says, I've made it with hot tea also. It's really good with tea. So I like green tea specifically. I'm not a big black tea fan, but I do love green tea, which is also highly recommended when you're on the keto diet because it has all sorts of health benefits, and it also helps you feel satiated, as does this coffee with the heavy fats. So it will fill you up and you will feel good drinking this. So I just wanted to share this. I hope that Michelle from Serenity Mountain Homestead sees this because this is my go-to breakfast. I have made, recently this past week, I made keto chocolate waffles, which was to die for. My youngest daughter, Sienna, who you guys have met on this show a couple times, I'm not going to sleep anytime soon, no. So she is kind of iffy about keto foods. I made some keto pancakes, which is primarily egg and cream cheese. She was not a fan. She loved these waffles. So she had them like 4 nights in a row. So Joseph says, I got some cinnamon today. Perfect, great use for it. You will love it. So, and cinnamon, it also helps control insulin spikes. So I love cinnamon. It's got all sorts of benefits. I use it in the garden. I use it as far as in my coffee, as you know. But it will help fight insulin spikes. So it is, this whole coffee is just going to kind of help smooth you out, even you out, and fill you up. And it is packed full of anti-inflammatory properties. So North Star says, I love getting my own organic sticks and grinding it. I haven't tried that. I will have to try that. So, all right, guys, that's all I had for tonight. Sorry about the crappy lighting. This is driving me crazy. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you got something of benefit out of this. If you did, please like and share. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do so because I appreciate each and every one of you. So we shall talk to you later. Thanks again for joining me. Bye.